All right, Shalom. Let's start this lesson first and foremost. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to all his apostles who create millstone, root well, and push out 100% truth and true sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect, scattered across the four winds. Lord, willing this lesson be edifying. And the title of this lesson, or the topic of this lesson, that we're going to be going into, and I do have the brother Award with me. The topic of this lesson that we're going into is the C-hip. Because, as we're seeing with the cryptocurrency and how everything is going to lead to that C-hip. Everything is going to link to that MOTB. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no way around it. This is what things are progressing to. That's why they have a thing called the digital ID. Everything that they're doing right now is to bring us further to their NWO, their New World Order, which is going to require, for you to function in society, you're going to need to have that C-hip in your hand or on your forehead, or you're not going to be able to function in Esau society. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, and it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or their foreheads." And when you go into that word mark, the word is charagma, which is a stamp, an imprinted mark of the stamp on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of anti-Mashiach. It says the mark branded upon horses. It says things carved, sculpture, graven work. It says of idolatrous images. So if you take this mark, you're pledging that you're down for the society. This society pushes wickedness, moral activity. They're trying to do transhumanism, fuse humans and robots. By you taking that C-hip, by you taking that mark, that's you showing that you are down with this society, man. That shows that you're down with Esau's agenda. And when you go into the root word of that word charagma, which is karax, which means a pale or stake, a palisade or a rampart. It says pales between which the earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. But a pale or stake or a palisade, and this will be what they use to implant that C-hip in you. And now you see it in your Whole Foods, and you see it in certain stores. People are buying food with their palm of their hand. People are buying food, they're paying for things, making transactions with the palm of their hand. And the way that Esau moves, he deals with gradualism. You went from swiping a regular card to the tap to pay, to the Apple Pay, getting you used to that motion. So when that does come, it's not something that, is uncomfortable for you. It's something that you're just used to because you're so used to sticking out your card to tap. You're so used to using your phone to tap. It's how Esau moves, man. This man is the devil for a reason.
Let me get that real quick. Just lock here, because I want to go back to that word karax right quick. The word karax, when you read in the root word etymology, it says to sharpen a point, akin to, through the idea of sharpening. All right, which the brother mentioned how this is how they're going to use to give you the MOTB. And when you look at it, all right, you look at a needle, look at the needle. You can look up someone receiving an RFID CHIP into their hand. You can look it up and you'll see it's a needle. All right, that needle represents, all right, the karax. It represents the karax. It represents that stake. All right, is going to be injected into you. All right. Sharpen, that's why I said sharpen to a point. What's sharpen to a point? Like a needle. Okay? It's not going to be an exact needle, but it's going to be what's the word? Object sharpened to a certain point to go into your hand, okay? To put that C-hip there, man. Okay? You're going to be injected with that C-hip. Okay? That's how they're going to do it, just to further edify that point.
That's right. It's the book of It was Deuteronomy 15. And this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 16. Yeah. And it shall be, if he say unto thee, I will not go away from thee, because he loveth thee, and thy house, because he is well with thee, then thou shalt take an awl, and thrust it through his ear unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever, and also unto thy maidservant thou shalt do likewise. That digital awl. By you taking that C-hip, that's you basically saying that you're down for Esau's society. That's basically saying that you're part of Esau's society. You belong to him. That's why you're going to be unrecognizable when the Lord comes. And there's a thing that farmers do to tell the difference between their cattle. They will brand their cattle with their mark. Hey, Farmer Joe, the mark is a horseshoe. And Farmer Frank's mark is a frisbee or circle, to show which belongs to which. By you taking that digital awl, by you taking that C-hip, that's showing that you belong to Esau. You're going to be unrecognizable to the Lord.
And could you go back to verse 12? Read verse 12 on down.
Come on. It's like it. Deuteronomy 15 and 12. And if thy brother, an Hebrew man or an Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee, serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee. And when thou sendest out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty. Thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock, out of thy floor, and out of thy winepress, of wherewith the Lord thy power hath blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him. And thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman in the land of Egypt, and the Lord thy power redeemed thee. Therefore I command thee this thing today. And it shall be, if he say unto thee, I will not go away from thee, because he loveth thee, and thy house, because he is well with thee, then shalt thou take an awl, and thrust it through his ear unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever, and also unto thy maidservants thou shalt do likewise.
Right, so the breakdown of having a Hebrew servant, it will come to the 7th year where when you will tongue twister, it'll come to the 7th year where you will release them. But if the servant wants to stay with you, you will keep him, and you will bore it all through his ear, showing you that what? He's your brand, he's your possession. He belongs to you. Okay? You can also read about this in, I believe, this is Exodus, the 21st chapter. Okay? And we use these scriptures in the law to back up the C-hip. If you take the C-hip, that's you showing that you're down with the image, aka the image, aka is the system. You're down with Esau's system, you're down with his way of life. You're down with what comes with this devil.
That's right.
Okay? If you take that C-hip, you belong to Esau. You're a branding to him. And if I may bring out a scripture right quick, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 30. And I'll start at verse 1. Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Right? So woe to rebellious children, which are rebellious children that's talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the children of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That take counsel, but not of me. Y'all not coming to the prophets, asking, what is this thing that they're showing on the news of a small chip that's the size of a grain of rice, and they're putting it to people? What is that? Let me know what that is so I can know not to take it, or if I could take it. So you're not coming to the Lord to seek counsel, aka his prophets, because the Lord not gonna come down from his throne to talk to you. And that you cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, so you have a different spirit upon you. You have a different garment upon you. Okay? You're not following after the ways of the Lord. You following after the ways of the physical counterpart of Satan, which is Esau Edom, which is a so-called white man, which is actually red. and they may add sin to sin. You want to continue your wickedness. That's why I tell you in Romans the 10th chapter that instead of going after the righteousness of the Most High, they establish their own righteousness. They want to add sin onto sin, but the whole time the Lord did not give you license to sin, like the scriptures tell you so. The scriptures literally say the Lord did not give you license to sin, but our people want to add sin onto sin. That's why our people are going to take the C-hip. And a strong and a heavy majority of people that are going to take the C-hip, they're going to know that they're Israelites. They're going to know that they're Israelites. They're going to know that they done heard about the C-hip. They done seen us out there on the streets. They done seen us on YouTube, on different social media sites, on different websites. They're going to know. It's going to be individuals that actually confess out their mouth, I'm an Israelite. They're going to take the C-hip. Okay? They're going to add sin onto sin. Okay? And the C-hip is not sin. Okay? But if you do take it, you're going to receive a judgment.
That's right.
Okay? Because that's iniquity. Alright? Verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my name, at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So they walked down to Egypt. They walked to Esau. What do we have to do? What do we have to do to be okay, to continue to flourish in your society? And when did they do that the first time? In 2020. Oh, take the juice? I will take it. I don't give a fuck what's in there. I'll take it. Just to continue in this man's society. And another thing too, the modern day Pharaoh is Esau Edom. Verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So you trusting in the shadow of Egypt, you trusting in the different things that come with Egypt, man. Alright? Its philosophies, its beliefs, okay, and so on and so forth, its system. It's going to be your shame.
That's right.
Because if you worship the system, what does that mean you're going to do? You're going to take that C-hip.
Yep.
And if you take that C-hip, it's going to be your shame. Because when Yahweh shall return, you're going to be unrecognizable. Okay? You got it. I got another precept, but if you got something, you got it.
I just want to go back to that Revelation 13 real quick and just finish the rest. Once again, Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, which we understood was the charagma, and the device to implant this mark is the karax, in their right hand or their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the number or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to conduct yourself in this society without having that mark. Verse, you going to say something?
Now, I was about to add on. That's why I tell you in the book of Isaiah 10 and 20, we shall not stay upon him that smote us.
That's right.
But we shall rely upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay, because there's going to be a point of time, brothers, that we're going to be exiled in society.
Yep.
Okay? That's it. It's either this way or the highway. And we're going to be exed out, and we're just going to need to trust in the Lord.
That's right.
Okay? Got it.
Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man. His number is 603 score and 6, which is 666, which is that universal barcode.
Yep.
Barcode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you say you had a precept?
Yeah, Philippians 3 and 14.
Okay.
This is the book of Philippians 3 and 14. I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High in Mashiach Yahushua. Which, when you go into that word mark, is stigma. Slakia. Nah, it's Cyprus. Hold on, Slakia. Make sure it's the right precept.
You're looking for a Stice T Sigma?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, Slakia, brothers. 1 second, bear with me. Bubakasha. Where is it? Dealing with Apostle Paul. See, what's the root word? Here's Galatians. Salaki, brothers. Honestly.
But yeah, like the brother was saying, hey, we're gonna be X'd out of society. Now these are the times that we're coming into. This is what comes with counting the cost. We understand that this devil's gonna cast us out of society. This devil's gonna come after us. This devil ultimately is gonna try to see hip people, as much people as he can. But hey, we're not gonna rely on Esau. We're gonna rely on the Lord. Just like the men before us, they relied on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The scriptures say, put not your trust in princes or in flesh. It says, happy is those who put their trust in the God of Jacob, roughly paraphrasing.
That's right.
We're going to be taken care of in those times.
That's right. So you got it, brother. I gotta find it.
Okay. Revelation, what was that, 14? Was it 14?
Judgment?
I want the vials. Revelation 16, and I'll just start on 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. And I'm going to read it in the NLT. Revelation 16:2 says, so the first angel left the temple and poured out his bowl on the earth, and horrible malignant sores broke out on everyone who had the mark of the beast and who worshiped his statue. So if you do take that C-hip, you're going to have grievous sores. People are going to be able to know, like, yeah, he took the C-hip. Because you're going to have those sores, man. Those sores are going to be present because that is a judgment. You're not supposed to place nothing like that under your skin. And by you taking that C-hip, by you taking that mark, you're going to have grievous sores upon your body, man. Unrecognizable for a reason. You found what you was looking for?
I'm still trying to find it.
And ultimately, it's a judgment for taking that C-hip, man. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. And one thing, Jake like to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to just take the C-hip and I'm going to take it out. No, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
Jake always trying to finesse some shit. Once you take that C-hip, you through. There's no coming back from that, man. There's no coming back from taking that C-hip. Verse 10, the saints shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So that's the judgment that's going to come for taking that C-hip. That's the price that you're going to have to pay for taking that C-hip. You're going to get judged in fire. You're going to get tormented in fire.
Sorry.
It's not going to be no quick and easy death. It's just tormented. You're going to get tortured in that fire for taking that C-hip. And it's very well possible the Lord might have it to where angels, messing with your head. Hey, why you took that C-hip, man? You should have never took that C-hip. It's very well possible that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
This is the judgment for taking that C-hip.
That's right. Salaki, brothers. I'm still trying to find it. If I don't find it, I'm just put in the description box. Scriptures. Salaki. I think it's in Galatians, though. You already read Revelation?
Oh, yeah, I did. That's why, with the time that we're in right now, it should behoove you to seek the Most High before it's too late. To establish a relationship with the Most High before it's too late. If you're lacking in anywhere, in any areas, I should say, ask for more faith.
That's right.
Hey, pray to the Lord to keep you in those times to come.
Yep, which is going to tell you that the Lord going to keep us in the hour of temptation.
That's right.
But you got to stay in prayer and believe, And once again, brothers, I'm trying to find a scripture. I put in the description box, I believe it's the word mark. When you go into it, it goes into the word stigma, which that basically, when you read it and you go into it, I believe it's in a strong definition are in the outline in of the biblical usage. It talks about being what's the word, man? Recognized or something like that, man. Okay, if you take, we have the mark of the Lord upon us, so we recognize under the banner of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But if you don't have the mark of the Lord and you have the mark of Esau, you're gonna be under his banner, okay? Which Apostle Paul was talking about it. But Lord willing, I'll put it in the description box. But yeah.
That's about it. Lord, when this lesson was edifying, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kakadash. Double honor to our elders, apostles, a great millstone, and root well, and push out the 100% truth, in truth, sincerity, and shalom to the whole for election across the four winds. Lord, when this lesson was edifying, until the next time, shalom.
All right, this is the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 17. For henceforth let no man trouble you, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Yahweh Shai, which this is the right scripture. It goes into the word stigma. I read the book of Philippians, I believe that was fourth chapter, I believe. Or no, it was the third chapter, which that was the wrong precept. Salakia, brothers. This is the word stigma. Is in Galatians 6 and 17. The word stigma, it says a mark printed in or branded upon the body. All right, and I'm gonna just get down to the point in the Strong's definition. It says to stick, i.e., prick, a mark incisioned or punched for recognition of ownership. So, if we have the recognition of ownership to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, if you take that sihib, you're gonna have the recognition of ownership to Esau Edom. Okay, you're gonna have that mark, which that mark is going into. Slaki. It's going into the Karagma. If you take that mark, you're gonna have a bad stigma upon you. Which, when you go into the word stigma, is you gonna have like a bad vibration, a bad name, a bad stain upon you. If you take that sihib, okay. So that's the point. I know I said I was gonna put it in the description box, but I just ended up just bringing it out for edification's sake, because I know I brought out that Philippians, which was the wrong scripture, But hey, that was a point. Low willing, this lesson was edifying once again. We're going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone and salutation. To sincere brothers pushing his truth and all true sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, Dutch and Lee. To you we say shalom.
Shalom.